Alright, so we're here. I got a freezer down, and normally I go inside and I talk to the cooks. Will give you the best information, and then the manager might give you some information too. So usually you want to go in there and ask them like what's been going on, have a little conversation to start with, and then like I said, the cooks will tell you like it's been doing this or that, or it's a piece of crap, something like that. And I usually ask them that, and then I ask them, did it start today acting up, or what's been going on, or you know, trying to get more information out of them. And I love when they're honest. Like the one today was honest. I don't know if it's because she's new, but no, it's been like that for a while. But you're having inspections, right? Yeah. So they're getting it's like inspection season right now, so I'm getting a ton of calls. So basically this one's iced up, so we're gonna check out defrost real quick, and then we'll see if there's anything else. If it's not a refrigeration problem, then most likely it's a door issue, or you know, airflow. You gotta check your airflow first. So we're gonna check defrost, and then the airflow, and then any heat penetration, and we'll just make sure it comes down to temp after we de-ice it and everything. So this is our freezer here. I have not worked on this in the longest time. I pride myself on not getting callbacks, so it's always a good thing. I know I mention it a lot that I haven't been somewhere in a long time, so to me that's a good thing. This one was about to go into defrost, so the time is way off actually. It's still morning, but so that's on like an automatic setup there, I guess. Let me make sure that it's defrosting inside. Heaters are working and all that. And then we'll take a look at it. The good thing on the evaporator is you can drop it down. And if I have to use a water hose, it's not that bad. I'll show you guys that right now. There is no way around it. I'm gonna have to blast water in this one. And that's what happens. They wait forever to call these in, or unless they're getting inspected. So there's a ton of ice there. So this is on a hinge. I can bring it down. I'll do that right now. Alright, so this is going to be tricky because there's a big ice over there holding everything together. But basically, you take off a screw on each side, and this is going to hinge down. You got to be careful with the drain line on this one. And I've worked on this one before. Not all of them are hinged, but this one has a hinge right here, so it's going to hold it in place. So, and this is not going to be pretty. So I'm gonna get some drop cloth to cover their product. So this is what I mean. It's this, you hinge it down. Now it's gonna be stuck because it's frozen. So I'm gonna start working on getting all this defrosted. And then we're just gonna clean up our mess, make sure we don't cause any accidents, and clean it as best as we could. All right. And on my channel, I just want to keep it real with you guys. That pisses me off. Like I said, they were like, oh no, it's been like that for a while. And I just remembered that I was here a few months ago. And I did like a walkthrough on my own. Obviously, they don't want me to touch anything if they don't call it in. I have to do requests. So if I don't get a request or a call for it, like an email, I won't get paid for it. So I can't go around and start fixing things. So I remember walking into that freezer and the whole fan section was frosted up. I think the coils were fine, but it was frosting up for some reason. And I told them, I was like, you know, look at this, be on the lookout for it. And I should have a video clip, so I'll put that up right now. And of course, I forgot about it. I have so many calls to do, and I guess they forgot about it too, or they don't want to, you know, pay because it was probably keeping temp barely or something. I don't know. So I'm taking a little break. I got most of it, maybe halfway through, because the outside was frost and the inside, even the top of the evaporator box was frozen. It's like really thick ice, and I'm using hot water and it's still taking a while. And I'm trying not to get drenched. I always carry extra shirts and stuff in case I get super dirty or whatever, or it rains or something, but I need to start carrying like just an extra set of clothes. I don't know if you guys have to deal with the same thing, but something like that, I'm getting drenched. I did remember to take off my socks at least, so I can put those back on when I'm done, because my boots are getting all wet, and inside too. So yeah, like I said, I keep it real here. This is my real day work, and I'm not a how-to channel. I've never wanted to be one of those that shows you the perfect way to do things, the perfect calls, everything goes right, all of that. Like this crap, man, they could have called it in way sooner and that ice would not have been that bad. Obviously it's either not keeping temp properly, or any frost or ice for more than a day is not normal. Like if they have a delivery, I understand. They might leave the door open, it might frost up, but it should clear up in a day or so. Like it shouldn't get to this point, so that pissed me off. I will say though, as long as you protect their product and just kind of clean up as you go, I'm comfortable with that. Like right now, every few minutes I had a squeegee and I threw everything outside in the drain, the floor drains. That way they're not stepping in puddles, they're not slipping or anything like that, because that could be an issue, obviously. And I'm not gonna show everything that I'm doing to get the ice off, for obvious reasons, but that's just ridiculous. I got some of their motors wet. I'm not gonna sweat it. I've never had issues where I short out a motor, and in this instance, since I'm pulling the panel down, that's the drain pan, and I can't use the drain to my advantage on the unit. So I do have it angled to where when the water pours out, it's straight in the middle of the walk-in box, and from there I can just squeegee it out the door. So as long as I don't get their product super wet and all that, protecting that, if I need to, I'll put a drop cloth plastic cover on it to keep everything dry. So yeah, like I said, I don't do those perfect calls. I don't do everything the right way, I guess. If anything, you can learn from what I'm doing, learn from my mistakes. So some guys are probably going to say something, but this is what I do. This is situations I find myself in, and I'm not going to be there all day with a heat gun, everything closed up with a heat gun, trying to get it to go down the drain as neatly as possible. Like as soon as I saw it and I opened it up, I'm like, I'm using hot water and they're gonna have to deal with it. if they give me a mess of a call, there's gonna be a mess of a repair. So just keeping it real with you guys. I'm taking a little like 5-minute break, and then I'm gonna go back in, and I think my 5 minutes are up. So let's go back to it. So we cleared it. Now I was able to get big chunks out. And they're gonna have fin damage because of all that ice. I was, gentle with the water. Well, now I'm gonna get all this puddle out so we can, I'll see if I can dry up some of this, and then we'll start it. Testing out the heaters. You guys can see the smoke and I can hear the sizzle. So those are working, and I've actually replaced those heaters. And just remember guys, on this evaporator, air gets sucked up and then blown out the sides there. I've seen these blades on backwards, and I think maybe the motor's on backwards too, so just remember that. Alright guys, so I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm gonna be back. So if the footage outside looks different, it's because I'm coming back the next day. So just to be honest, I have to go pick up my kid right now. But I wasn't gonna be able to finish today anyway. Their door is staying open actually. Maybe get a new door closer, or we have a guy that does doors. They can get like a new door if they want, which they've done. Stainless steel, super nice. We have a guy that does those for us, so I need to see what they want because they have a door issue. Now I gauged up and my pressures were a little funny, so I want to do a leak test, a quick one. So I'll do that tomorrow. I don't want to jump to any conclusions until we do a coil clean on the condenser, because my head pressure was really high, so I want to bring that down and see if we get better pressures and temperatures, because my suction was not super cold. It was dropping temp in the box though. It was already freezing 20 degrees and dropping. It might start frosting up again. So we're gonna check for leaks, do the coil clean, and see what they want us to do with the door. And right now I actually have some parts to pick up for some other calls, and then I gotta pick up my kid real quick and then drop him off, and then this will be scheduled in the morning, so I will see you guys in a bit. Easy water access today. Just got my brand new foam gun that we're going to be using. This one looks really nice. And the unit, we got a really high head pressure, but as you can see, it's not even sweating here, and it's a freezer. So I'm going to clean out the coil, and then we're going to see if we're low on charge or what's going on with this thing. Oh yeah, just with the cleaner real quick, that thing is black. It's probably plugged up. You have to wash it from the inside out too. Yeah guys, that thing was filthy. I'm trying to clean out as much as I can. Pitch black. Alright, so we're turning it back on. I'm going to check pressures again, go check temp. They said it struggled, probably because of that high head pressure. And what I used today was just that yellow, the safe cleaner, like the yellow orange one. The one that you can use like on microchannels and stuff. I'm probably going to have to use the brightener, the blue one, because it was pretty filthy. And I mean, it looks pretty good, but the brightener might help it. So they have two other walk-ins here. I know that one and this one over here. So they're finally starting to schedule maintenance, so you have to put the work orders in, though I can't do it yet, for their ACs and refrigeration. So when I do that, I'll use a brightener on probably all of them, because they're all going to be this bad. But the freezer was the one that was struggling, so I gotta let it stabilize a little bit, and then we can see if we're like low on charge or something. Guys, I've been spinning that for like 5 minutes. It's not moving whatsoever. Has that ever happened to you? I don't know if that thing failed. I can't adjust anything. And we're getting some sort of restriction. So maybe I can recommend this and we'll clean all this up. Obviously it's a replacement that's, I don't know how long it's been here. But yeah, I can't even go all the way. I'm trying to open it all the way and I can't. That's never happened to me before. There's usually a stop and then you're supposed to count the turns and stuff. All right, on that one, I'm gonna recommend everything on a different quote. I have to quote it out. So we're gonna do the TXV. We're gonna try and clean up what we can inside. There's a lot of really rough solder joints, but I'm only gonna clean up where I'm working. So the TXV and the dryer, of course, I'll probably put a new sight glass because that one looks dirty, and probably some new refrigerant. A lot of people have worked on these units, especially here because it's out of town. I don't know the exact history on it, so we're gonna do what we can with it. So we do have a restriction somewhere, it looks like, because my superheat was very high. I think I got it down under 20, but it was already gonna reach set point, and that's kind of high. So they had it, or I got it under 10 degrees, so they're happy with that. Thankfully they don't carry ice cream or anything like that. It's just, they just need it frozen like 0 to 10. So it's working, just not very efficient, and it could ice up because I was getting a really heavy frost on the beginning of the evaporator. So when I kind of made an adjustment, it did kind of clear up a little bit, but I can't make any more adjustments and my superheat's not right. So, and I do have another Parker valve for reference. This is old, I pulled it off a unit a long time ago. So if I backseat it, it stops, I can't go anymore. So basically, like what I was taught is you go, like if I'm gonna backseat it, I go all the way out, and then you count how many turns it takes to go the other direction. So front seating it. This one's messed up. And it stops there. So then however many turns that was, if you want to go back to the midway point, you just count, you know, half of the number. So that's why, like, if you don't know your position, that's how I was taught to put them back, you know, halfway. And then from there, if you need to adjust it, then you count your turns. But on this one, it just kept spinning and spinning and spinning. I was there for 5 minutes. I'm like, am I doing something wrong? Are the spins, are my rotations too short? Like, I literally counted over 100 little adjustments. So I was like, you know what? Just get them a new TXV. And if I take that one out, like I said, it has to get approved. I don't know how long it's gonna take. If I take that one out, we'll disassemble it and see what happened inside. Like I said, it had really rough braze joints on the compressor area and in the evaporator, just right there though, because that TXV is not original. So if they didn't purge or something like that, those things maybe gummed up There's gunk in there. There's that carbon buildup in there. You know, something probably happened there. So we'll take it apart. When I take it out, I'll keep it, take it apart. I had another one to show you guys, and I freaking threw it away. I forgot that I was going to take it apart from another TXV I just replaced. But that one didn't have a replaceable head, so that one I had to replace it. So we'll see when that happens. Like I said, it is keeping temp. It's just not very efficient. Pressures are a little funky, and I can't adjust anything anymore. TXV, dryer, and side glass at least, new refrigerant. And when we have all that stuff pulled out, we'll, you know, purge it with nitrogen, do our pressure test and a leak test and all that before charging it back up with new refrigerant. But for the most part, it works. So we'll see what happens. I just did not have a good superheat. Also, if I'm missing something, you can tell me in the comments, because like I said, that has never happened to me before, where the expansion valve doesn't stop spinning on the adjustment. Never. I've adjusted a ton of those. Like I said, I had a Parker valve here that was it's a used one, but I have it here for reference, and that one does stop. There's a stop point on either end when you're back seating and front seating. If that's happened to you, let me know. If I missed something, let me know. I don't get mad, it's whatever. But like I said, that's never happened to me before, so I'm gonna recommend it, and we'll get them a new one in there. And I got all the info on the unit and the compressor. That way we can match up TXV and not just get the one that it has, because it's not original, and I don't know what or who got that one, and if it's the right one either. So we'll you know, do that when we do our quote, get all that info and match it up. So yeah, see you guys.